Hello, mysterious buzz behind the screen, and welcome to my collection update for August 2021. Sorry this is so late. I'm recording this on the 16th of September, so this is very late. This is incredibly late. Partly because I've kind of been putting this video off because the amount of stuff I've got to go through here. A bit of background, in August I finished my previous job and have now got a new job as a content creator, filming ads for companies, editing adverts and things like that, and I'm very happy, very happy. But I thought I'd celebrate my final paycheck from my old job, and I kind of went a bit overboard. I bought way too much this month, and I was not sensible, put it that way. I was not sensible. I spent far too much money. So I know I say this every time, but this is going to be a long one. I'll try not to bore you. Here we go. We'll start off with something that I don't usually talk about on this channel, and that is music. My favourite band, The Killers, released a new album titled Pressure Machine, which is really whiting out the camera because of how bright white that cover is. So yeah, this Pressure Machine debuted barely a year after the release of Imploding the Mirage, the last album, and there we go. That's better framing. There we go. And it is, I heard somebody describe it as the anti-Imploding the Mirage, because it is so different to that album. This is The Killers' first concept album. It is completely different to anything else this band has ever done in any of their albums. It is a story. Most tracks feature interviews with the people of this small town that Brandon Flowers grew up in, and the people that this album is about. And it's got a very unique sound to it, very raw, very gritty, and tackles some very rough topics and sensitive themes. And it's brilliant. I wasn't sure at first. It does take a few listens for it to click with you, especially if you're a fan of The Killers' previous work, because it is so different. But I've listened to the album front to back quite a few times now, and I just love it. It is definitely one of the best of the band. Well worth listening to, fully in order, like immersing yourself in it. It's the best way to experience the album. And when I finished listening to it, oh, by the way, I pre-ordered the bundle with the vinyl record and the CD. And if you pre-order that bundle, you'll see there you got a little card, little freebie. If it'll come out of its container. So if you pre-ordered that bundle, you got this little card here, which is signed by the main man himself, Mr. Brandon Flowers, and it is a genuine signature. He did this himself. He has touched this piece of card. No. Yeah, really cool little freebie. I put it inside, like in front of the Pressure Machine cover, which isn't the best effect, but it's keeping it safe. It is keeping it safe, and when I really want to listen to the album, I'll use the vinyl. So it's just, I have this nice signed thing here. So yeah, Pressure Machine. And after that came out, it kind of renewed my interest in the band again, because they've always been my favourite band. But you know, like anything, you go through phases where you're super into something, and then next month maybe you're not so into it anymore, but you still love it. And Pressure Machine really kind of reignited my love for the band. So I went back and I purchased all of the albums that I was missing from them on CD. So just so I own physical copies of all of them. Previously I owned Day and Age, Direct Hits, and Imploding the Mirage. So to fill those gaps, I had a look through eBay and snagged Hot Fuss, the limited edition. Got this version because it's different from the vinyl record I have. It's got a few extra tracks on there. I believe it's an American release, but some very cool stuff in here. Sam's Town, my absolute favourite album from the band. I have listened to this album more times than I have any other album in my life. I just love it. Sam's Town, favourite album. Fantastic stuff. And Sawdust, the B-Sides album, released after Sam's Town. And then I already had Day and Age, so we're skipping on to Battleborn. And Wonderful, completing the Killers album collection after quite some time. Considering they're my favourite band, it's about time that I had all physical copies of all of their albums, and yeah. Then, of course, buying their albums led me on to finally buy the the Killers live from the Royal Albert Hall on Blu-ray. Fantastic concert, absolutely. Like it sounds weird to talk about the direction of this, but the way this thing is filmed, this is one of my favourite documentations of a live performance ever. It is fantastically directed. The energy of the camera movements just perfectly match the energy of the band. This is the Killers, like probably at the height of their powers, and God, the atmosphere in the concert is just infectious. It looks great on Blu-ray. Really nice artwork. Really nice to have. Yeah, great stuff. Which leads me on to the Blu-rays I picked up this month. Starting off with some box sets I imported. Parks and Recreation, the complete series on Blu-ray. I guess the Office set did really, really well because they released Parks and Recreation on Blu-ray. Long awaited, by the way. People have asked for this on Blu-ray for donkey's years. So, yeah, great show. Not a perfect show. Definitely has some flaws, but I binged it all during the... God, so many lockdowns. During the third lockdown, I binged it all and I really enjoyed it enough to pick up a nice physical copy of the show. So there you go. There's the artwork. Very similar to the Office set in that it's a wraparound thing, and then all the seasons are there. I won't go through all of these seasons individually because this video is probably going to be too long as it is. But yeah, they're all in their nice keep cases. Season 4 is my favourite. Let's just get season 4 right just to spotlight it. Season 4 is my favourite. The arc of Leslie running for office was fantastic. Definitely my favourite season. Yeah, it's a great show. Great actors on this. Happy to own it on Blu-ray. Happy to own the show physically. Yeah, love Parks and Rec. Who doesn't love a bit of Parks and Rec, by the way? It's everyone seems to just think the show's just a really comfy viewing, and it really is. Next up, a box set that I bought and I got so much use out of this month. I had only ever seen the first film in this franchise before, but I got this box set and I binged through this whole franchise in about 6 days, and it is Chucky, the complete 7-movie collection, in very bad condition. This was on eBay and it's not in very good condition at all. It's falling apart, to be honest, but it's all the Chucky films on Blu-ray, and Chucky will return throughout this video. You'll see a bit of Chucky, a bit more of Chucky later, but yeah, I'd only ever seen the first Child's Play. Hadn't seen any of the sequels, and I love it. So we got the first Child's Play, great classic film. We got Child's Play 2, my favourite of the series. Absolutely just a blast from start to finish. All killer, no filler. Child's Play 3, my least favourite of the series, still a good time. Bride of Chucky, another one that might be my favourite. It's like second favourite, I think. Bride of Chucky was just fantastic. And like casting Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany. How brilliant was that? Just fantastic film. Seed of Chucky, one of the weirdest films. Oh, come on, you're upside down. One of the weirdest films I've ever watched. Curse of Chucky, really creepy return. And Cult of Chucky, another fantastic film. There's not really a bad one in the franchise. Child's Play 3 is the worst, but it's fine. It's not. It's like a 6 out of 10. It's like Scream, really. It's just a consistent franchise. I cannot wait for the Chucky TV series. I completely, one of my, not just horror franchises, just one of my favourite franchises now in general. I just completely fell in love with this franchise. Like I said, I binged it all in a very short space of time, and when it finished, when Cult of Chucky ended, I was sort of sat there like, well, what do I do now? Like, I had just gone to really, really love visiting that world every day, and yeah, so funny as well. So funny films, really scary at points, great horror franchise. Chucky, complete collection. Soon to be incomplete because of the TV series, which, by the way, still hasn't got a UK release date. Give us a UK release date. I want to watch more Chucky. So, yeah, Chucky will return in a minute. I'll check in a 4K set here, since this was the only 4K, well, the only 2 4Ks I picked up this month. Need to get it on this side, it's better framing. A Quiet Place, the 2-film collection. I watched the first Quiet Place earlier in the year when it was on Channel 4. Really enjoyed it. And A Quiet Place Part 2 is kind of a special film to me because it was my first trip back to the cinema after coronavirus. After the cinemas kind of opened up again. It was my first trip back, and it's just, I'll always remember that experience. It's just this wonderful return to the cinema. And so it's a special film to me. I really like both of these films. I can't wait for part 3, if indeed they're doing a part 3. Love both these films. They look great in 4K. Yeah, figured I'd buy the 2-film box set since I don't own the first one. I didn't own the first one before this, so I figured I might as well grab them both on 4K. John Krasinski is such a talent, and I cannot wait to see what he does next. A Quiet Place 2-film collection. More horror now with the often talked about, often loved, often raved about Korean zombie film Train to Busan. Gonna save this one for Halloween, but I've heard so many good things, and it was on sale in HMV, so I thought, hey, why not? It's cheap price, and everyone always tells me that it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I know they're doing a US remake soon, which the news broke and everyone was just like, just watch the original. Why are they doing this? Just watch the original. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna watch the original. Gonna watch it around Halloween. Yeah, I'm looking forward to. Who directed this film? Yeon Sang-ho directed this film. Looking forward to watching it. See if it's as good as everyone says it is. And speaking of as good as everyone says it is, this definitely was. I got this from HMV, it was on sale again, and I brought it home and I watched it immediately because, again, it's been hyped up to me for a long while, and it's a very recent film, very, very recent indeed, and my parents were interested, so I watched it with them. I'm, of course, talking about The Invisible Man, 2020's The Invisible Man, starring Elizabeth Moss, who's great in this. It says extended edition at the top. It isn't. It is the US theatrical cut. We got a censored version in cinemas, so this isn't extended at all. It's just the uncut version. They don't even give you an option. So it's just the uncut version. But yeah, fantastic film. Sadly and unfortunately very relevant to today's society. Tackles, again, some interesting themes. And a brilliant modern update of the Invisible Man story. Really, really can't think of how... I can't think of a better way to update this story for the modern generation. So yeah, I was really impressed with this. The Invisible Man on Blu-ray. That sentence completely got away from me. The last few updates have been me trying to build up the new era of DC animated films on Blu-ray with all the matching spines, and indeed this month I finally filled all the gaps so I can just buy them as they come out now. So the first one up, again from eBay, Justice Society World War II. Have it on this side. Justice Society World War II, great artwork there. Looking forward to watching it. Looks like a pretty cool concept. There's the spine. And then, of course, the 2-part extravaganza that everyone and their mum was hyped up about. Batman, The Long Halloween, Part 1. And Batman, The Long Halloween... There we go. Part 2. So yeah, looking forward to watching these at some point. Very nice effect on the slip covers there. And see how well they match here. Let's put these next 3 together so that you can kind of see how things are matching up. There we go. It's really starting to take shape now. So yeah, good stuff. Now I picked this one up from a charity shop, and it's one of my favourite comedies, and I had the sequel on Blu-ray, so I thought when I saw this there, as bad as rough as the condition is, the disc still looks great. So I am, of course, talking about 21 Jump Street on Blu-ray, rental copy no less. Yeah, spared no expense. A massive R on the side. You remember when rental copies were a thing? No. So 21 Jump Street, yeah, great stuff. I'm sure people know how good this film is. The sequel matches it, in my opinion. It's always hard for me to decide which one I prefer, but this is certainly a lot of fun. Phil Lord and Chris Miller just making some magic, making some movie magic. Often inspired, frequently insane, and always very, very funny. Couldn't agree more. Ollie Richards from Empire Magazine. 21 Jump Street on Blu-ray. Great stuff. Here is an oddity to add to the Raimi collection, again from a charity shop. Who remembers UMDs? Universal Media Discs, designed to play in PSPs. Well, I do, because I just bought my favourite film on UMD for PSP. Don't even have a PSP anymore. Sold that years ago. So I have no means of playing this dinky little teeny tiny disc. But nevertheless, I'm committed. Come on. I am committed to owning these 3 films on every format I can find. And indeed, UMD is one of those formats. So there we go, Spider-Man 2, my favourite film on UMD. So now on to some t-shirts. Here's something really cool. So more music stuff again. One of my favourite bands is the little known and underappreciated indie rock band Tellison, whose music I love. This year especially, I've always loved them, especially in college. They got me and my mates through college, I always say. This year especially, I've really got back into them again, and so I bought this t-shirt from their Bandcamp. Really cool stuff, really cool design. And what is cool about this, and I didn't expect this, so I bought the shirt, and Bandcamp gives you an option to leave a message to the artist. So I did. I left a message saying, hey, big fan of your work, looking forward to more if there's more coming. Thanks for getting me and my mates through college. Didn't expect anything from that. Just, support the band because they're underappreciated. And I got this back when the t-shirt arrived. I got this with it. So I got this postcard in the pack. The band there kind of sums up their sensibilities. And on the back, there you go. You can kind of see it. Lewis, hope this fits. Thanks for buying some merch. Signed S. And now I'm assuming that is Stephen Davidson, the lead singer of Tellison. I have no reason to not to question that, because when the money went out, it went into Henry Danowski's PayPal, who's also a band member of Tellison. So I don't know. It's just that could be some rando, but I have no reason not to think that it's the lead singer of Tellison. And honestly, smiling from ear to ear when I read that, because I think they're such an underappreciated band. That their music was using stuff like the In-Betweeners, and they were bigger around that time, late 2000s. But nowadays, they're not as well known, and it's a crying shame, because I just love their music, and I can't wait for more, if indeed they choose to make more, because love Tellison, and I just think I was so happy with that little message from presumably the lead singer. One of my favourite bands, happy to support them. And speaking of happy to support people, my best friend Gav, who many of you will know, I'm sure, many of you will know, old Gavrick himself, launched a new collection of t-shirts on Redbubble, and the guy is so talented, and I've been trying to tell him that he's so talented for years, but he won't listen. So I bought one of his designs on a t-shirt, and it is a really cool xenomorph that says "No Hope in Hadley," or a reference to Hadley's hope from Aliens. He drew this himself. This is an original thing. This isn't he hasn't traced around this. This is an original creation. Gav, if you're watching this, you are so talented, and you deserve all the love in the world. So yeah, I'll leave a link to his Redbubble in the description, because he's just launched a new range called Arkiva. So definitely go and give that a look as well. Definitely go and support him. And those of you who know me will know how much I love Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy Krueger. So saw some Freddy Krueger t-shirts going in this really cool shop in Cardiff, and I bought them. So first of all, we have this shirt that I'm wearing now. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. One of my favourite Nightmare on Elm Street films. One of my favourite posters in the series. I think that is a gorgeous poster, and I'm happy to have it on a t-shirt, because Dream Warriors kicks all kinds of ass. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is just, it goes into fantasy, and it's just the mind battles with the dream powers. It's excellent. It's an excellent film, and happy to have that on a t-shirt. And then this cool image as well, old Freddy there lurking in the shadows, doing what he does best. In fact, I think that image might be from Dream Warriors. Is that when the kid in the wheelchair gets killed, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, another cool t-shirt. Gotta love a bit of Freddy action. Sorry, Jack. Chucky's back. Another t-shirt. Chucky. It was in HMV. So I bought it because it was around the time that I just finished binge watching the films. And yeah, pretty cool Chucky shirt. And missed this one off because I'm a complete twat. So yeah, I also picked up this wonderful book called Marvelocity, all about Alex Ross and his wonderful, prolific comic book artwork, and it's brilliant, and it's got all sorts of reversible covers and artwork from the unused designs for the Raimi film, and yeah, all sorts of cool stuff. Really awesome book. And finally, finishing up with some figures, Marvel Legends Marvel Girl, aka Jean Grey. Really cool figure, was on sale. I thought, hey, why not? She looks really cool. One of my favourite comic book covers of all time is the final issue of the Dark Phoenix saga, where Jean in her old costume and Cyclops are there, like the final battle of that, almost like battling away. And yeah, it's a very vibrant figure. So it really stands out on display. So really like that. NECA Jason Voorhees. You'll know I don't much care for the Friday the 13th films, but hey, my NECA horror shelf wasn't looking complete without old Jason there, so I got the version from Freddy vs. Jason, because that's kind of, I think, my favourite design of him, maybe. Might be controversial with some Friday the 13th fans, yeah, but yeah, so he looks pretty cool on display. Not one of my favourite NECA figures, but still very cool. And lastly, there's one thing this month that was really stupid of me to buy. But I don't regret it. I genuinely... It was stupid of me to buy, but I genuinely don't regret it. It was a celebration of me getting my new job and my final paycheck.
If I don't get out of this body soon, I'll be trapped in here.
Chucky. Yeah, this... So this is a 15... I think he's 15-inch... Chucky doll, based on his look from Child's Play 2, which I said is my favourite, or joint favourite in the series with Bride of Chucky. Very expensive. Yeah, really shockingly expensive, and it was probably really stupid of me to buy this, but like I said, I have no regrets. He looks so cool on display, and he looks so accurate to the doll from Child's Play 2. That is like the doll from Child's Play 2 has been taken from the screen, shrunken down a few inches, and given to me here. Like he came with a alternate hand, which is like the spoilers for the end of Child's Play 2 when he gets his hand cut off. He came with an alternate hand that's like a stump with the knife taped on it. Really cool. The blood looks excellent. It's kind of whiting out on the camera, but you can see that the hair is perfect. Because I've seen some of the hair on other Chucky dolls look awful. This looks just perfect. I couldn't be happy with. And he talks. He says lots of phrases.
Playtime's over.
Yeah, playtime's over.
You've been very naughty.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I love this franchise, and I got really into it this month, and I bought this on impulse because I saw it in the store, and I was like, I need to have it. And he's fully posable, and you can get him in all sorts of cool poses, and yeah, Chucky. I love this little sod. What can I say? He's brilliant, and long may he continue. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this long and rambling and winding collection update for August 2020. Hopefully the September one. Oh, actually, no, that might be delayed a bit because of Halloween, because I've got plans for Halloween. Spoilers, stay tuned. No, okay, so yeah, stay tuned for the next one. This video's a mess. What am I doing? Take care now.